In an illegal chimera lab, scientists discover that our MC, a powerful S-rank chimera known as number 17, is losing functionality. Deciding it's no longer useful, they discard it by sending it to the demon realm with a group of hunters, assigning it to protect them but forbidding its return. Inside the realm, countless monsters attack, but 17 effortlessly destroys them, ensuring the hunters' survival. When the mission ends and the gate begins to close, the hunters abandon him as planned. With no orders left and his body failing, 17's human memories resurface. He was an orphan kidnapped and turned into a chimera after being injected with over 500 monster cells. As his life fades, his core releases a massive explosion, and in a shocking twist, number 17 is reborn. Not as a monster, but as his original human self once again. 17 is left in awe as he tries to process what just happened to him. He realizes that the monster cells in him are still active, meaning he is not a regular human. He figures out that the lab is already done with him, which is why they have not come to retrieve him. In addition to the changes on his body, the experiment number on his wrist is gone. 17 believes that he was able to return to life thanks to the ability of the fire-type monsters that reside in his body. Apparently, unless the core is destroyed, the creature can survive up to 3 times. However, there is a saying that the phoenix doesn't fuse with human cells, which basically concludes that his own case is a special one. 17 figures out that everything the lab did to keep him under their leash has absolutely disappeared, and since his life as number 17 is over, he thinks of living as a regular human. In his quest to start a new life, he thinks of a name for himself, and he concludes on Cheon Do-woon. Cheon initially thinks of getting revenge, but he trashes the idea, since he doesn't even know who he is supposed to target. Nonetheless, he is confident that he will eventually run into his targets one day. When Cheon realizes that his body is bare, he figures out that getting clothes will be the first step in becoming human. He starts walking around the demon realm and soon finds a river, which he thinks would be helpful. He looks around, and suddenly finds a dead bird monster that died from poisoning. Since he happened to need leather, he figured out that the bird's hide would do. He transforms his arm into a blade, and with what he learned in the lab, he gets down to skinning the bird. The moment he sinks his blade into the bird's skin, a large smell of poison fills the air. Nonetheless, Cheon continues with skinning the bird, and eventually, he renders the dead bird bare. He now has a large hide that he can use as cloth, but he is disappointed that the hide is very stiff, and in addition, it has not been treated. Just then, he remembers that he can actually tan the hide himself. He gets down to it and starts pounding the hide until it becomes very soft. Cheon is proud of what he achieved, and he wastes no time cutting the hide into shape. While he is doing this, the bird has suddenly come to life behind him. Using his fists, he tears the hide into the perfect shape that he wants for it to become a caveman cloth. He notices that not all of the poison has been dissipated, but he is too lazy to work on it, and he decides to just let it be. Just then, he hears the birds chirp, and he turns around to be met with the surprise that the bird was